Computer. Hello.
Okay, good morning, Team Rise, and it's always an honor and a privilege to be asked to lead these training calls. As you come on, please mute your phones because we can hear everything.
Oops.
So thank you for muting that, Chris. But first of all, I want to welcome everybody. If this is your first training call, welcome aboard. You're going to see that things are a little different and exciting, and this is a fun place to be. So welcome here. Everybody's time is valuable, so I appreciate you joining us right now. And right now I want to turn the call over to our fearless leaders, Chris Schweda, and who's ever is sharing their screen, please stop. But I want to turn it over to Mr. Schweda and Mr. Durant, who have a few things that they'd like to share.
All right, Ricky, you want to start off, buddy? Let me unmute you. Yep, you got it.
I got it. Good morning, guys. Hey, basically, I wanted to hop on me and Chris and kind of go back to the basics on how we were talking before, we started sharing the product to the marketplace, okay? As you're bringing team members onto your team, whether they're personal or you notice that the person you just enrolled may be new and may not done network marketing before, guys, this is a very important fundamental to your business, okay? So if you have a piece of paper and a pen, write this down because we're missing this. And by missing this, what's happening is people are out there in limbo. And basically what's happening is they're not getting connected properly, okay? So Chris, let's do an example here basically, right? So you just enroll me into the business. What would you do next? Like I just came onto the business with the happiest pack. What's your next step that you would do if you were bringing me to the business today?
Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that that person is connected to their entire leadership. Basically all the leadership of the people that they have above them that are in their support group. And why do I do that? Because one, when we are recruiting people, the recruiting process doesn't end when they enroll and when they get started. The recruiting process is always happening because the more buy-in people get, the more committed they're going to be, the more we edify that person. So for instance, the reason why you want to introduce them to their support team is one, that person is also going to re-edify you. So if you're coming on board and you want to be the leader for your people, the best way to be their leader is to show them about passing the ball and about using other people and always be introducing them to other people in their support team. So one thing is going to be a list of the people that are in their support group. Might start a messenger thread and say, hey, everybody meet Mary. Mary just got started. These are the people that are there to help you. And then I'm going to be making sure that I can get them on a welcome call with someone other than myself. So I'm not the one doing it. Welcome calls are the piece that is the most important. And we don't want to take, I know Ann's going to go over a lot of this stuff in full detail. We are noticing, and we just want to just jump on there because we're noticing some people aren't even getting the invite. Nobody even knows who they are. They don't know who their support team is. They don't know any of these things. And we just want to briefly make sure that this is being drilled into the group because the basics are everything. And I'll share this quick story. Cass, who is Sean and Kim's daughter, came out, and yesterday she surfed for the first time. And in surfing, there's a bunch of little basics. And once you get the basics down, then everything just flows easily and the wave just pushes you, right? Well, a lot of us are on a wave of momentum. And we have a lot of things happening. But if you don't do the basics, you won't catch the wave. You won't be pushed with the whole group because basically because you're not doing the basics, because you're not plugging them in to the flow of the team, the flow of the people that are going out there and building a big, big business. So she's on YouTube watching videos, learning the basics. And guys, that's why you want to make sure your people are getting on this getting started call. because this is part of the basics. So over to you, Ricky.
No, thank you, Chris. No, that's it, guys. Whenever me and Chris were talking about this 4.5 months ago, that was the key, the fundamental of what we were trying to build, basically, because we all know the industry's broken, and a lot of companies out there, they're just signing people up and they forget about them. But once you get to know that person, once you get to know their why they're doing this business, it becomes personal, right? And they get to know you. They know you're not just trying to sign these people up to get the commission and that's it. Remember this, and I'll shut up after this because it's going to completely crush this call. Remember this, if they win, you win. If they win, you win. If you build your leaders, the leaders will build your business. Remember that, okay? With that being said, Anlo, we'll pass it back over to you. Thank you so much for hosting the call today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you again. And it's always an honor to do this. I actually love sharing this stuff. So, and you know, I always love it when they give me the microphone because sometimes I'm as surprised as anybody else by what comes out of my mouth. So, you know, it's always a good time. So one of the things that I thought I would share, and I'd let you in just a little secret since it's just us and there's just a couple of us here, is how many of you, maybe by a show of hands that have their cameras on, would be interested in learning the secret of success in this business? So show of hands. Okay. So it's pretty simple. The secret of success in this business is you are either enrolling Elopreneurs or you are enrolling customers. That's it.
You're muted, Ann. You got so excited you muted yourself.
So that's it. Call's over. Everybody can go home with full pay. So no, seriously, that is really what it is. You know, we spend a lot of time talking about working on our business. And I think sometimes we confuse working on our business with working in our business. And I remember one time, I can't remember who told the story, but he was involved in network marketing and he was working on his business, and they were supposed to go to a family function. And he said, no, I can't go. I'm working on my business. And his, you know, teenage daughter looked at him and said, oh, so you're going to be on another webinar taking notes. And a lot of us get in that mindset of that we're working on our business. You know, we're busy setting up, you know, getting our business cards, getting our stuff. But the reality of it is, if we aren't spending 50% of our time recruiting, whether it be for product or whether it be for people that are interested in the opportunity, if we are not, and I don't really care for the word recruiting, if we are not spending 50% of our time inviting, then we are just working on our business. You need to be spending at least 50% of your time working in your business. In your business requires being on the field, getting your knees skinned, in contact. Does that mean full-time? Full-time for me, I work my business full-time in 5-minute increments throughout the day. So if I know I've got a 3-minute break, I'm going to scroll through my phone and find somebody that I have not invited. And I'm going to do, and I'm going to share too, because, you know, we're fortunate in that we have the SOS events happening all throughout the United States. And I was fortunate a couple weekends to go, and I'm going to share the little script that they share. It was shared on the training calls during the week as well. But it is so valuable to what we're doing. I think that a lot of us are really trying to overcomplicate this. And this is not complicated at all. It's so simple that I think we keep looking for it to be harder than it actually is. And then we take on this mindset of, I don't know who we become. We become these people that are no longer human. And we come across as these spammy weirdos on social media. And for those of us that have been around the industry a while, you know, there's a couple of us that may be a little older than some of you guys, but believe that? Okay, I'm a little older than you guys, and I've been around a while. And what I'm noticing, and for those of us that have been around, you're noticing that people that are leaders in the industry are beginning to teach that the industry is changing. The days of spamming your link everywhere and talking about your product and cramming it down people's face is gone. It is frowned upon. It is spammy. It is, forgive me if there are car salesman people here, because that industry has changed as well. Now it's an experience to go buy a car. But, you know, we're coming across that way, and that's still happening among our team because I see it sometimes. So we need to let that stuff go. And that's where this SOS script is so amazing. So if you have not downloaded the script, you really need to download it. And you can either, it was either emailed to you, or you can go to Ellapreneur411.com and download it there. But how hard is it to ask somebody, hey, whether it be in Messenger, in person, in a call, in a text, do you ever drink coffee at all? That's the business. That is it, as simple as it gets. You're just asking them. The other thing I always like to do when I get somebody that responds to that is I always like to give them an out. And I always say, and if you don't, no biggie. Because you know what? People don't want to feel forced into something. And the second that somebody feels forced into something, it leaves a real icky feeling. So when you can lead with an out, it makes things simple and it's easy for everybody. And then you have no attachment to the outcome. There's just like, okay, great, they're not interested. That's fine. So, so I want to talk about this script a little bit, and I'm going to read directly from it because you guys all have it, you know, and it's like, hey, just a quick question. Let me ask you, do you ever drink coffee at all? I mean, that's right off this script. So you've got it right there. And you can actually then go into your story a little bit or share somebody else's story. Your story is going to look way different than mine. My story looks like this, and I'll be real straight with you. My story looks like this. Hey, somebody turned me on to some crazy ass shit coffee that lights my brain up, and my God, you got to try this stuff. That's my story, because that's the way I talk, and that's what people expect from me. Yours may look way different than that, but make it you. You know what? If somebody saw me a message that said, well, so I found this really cool thing that has all these like nootropics and stuff in it, they wouldn't know who the hell they were talking to. That's what they expect from me. Why? Because I'm being human, I'm being authentic, I'm sharing from my heart, and I'm trying to let them know that this is exactly how I feel. And it is how I feel. I think this is the greatest product I have ever used. And believe me, I have used a ton of products. And I think this is the greatest group of products I've ever used. So I have no problem sharing it that way. But be human, be who you are. The problem is sometimes the second that we put our line on, or we click that box that we've become an Ellapreneur, something happens in our head and we become subhuman for a period of time. I'm inviting you to shorten that time to like a split second and be human. This is a human business. We are strictly in the relationship business, and we're building relationships. And so now it becomes, okay, I've got somebody, let me back up. So another way to get connections with people is with curiosity posts. So again, I see a lot of people that are still posting, you know, this is the coffee that I'm drinking in the morning. Here's my link. Buy from me. You're better off posting, this is what's, here's my coffee cup. This is what's in my cup, and this cup gets me going every single day. Then when people either like it or comment or anything, I then take it offline and I say, I see that you responded to my post about what's in my cup. Why did you like my post? And they could just say, oh, I love coffee too. Great. Have you ever heard about this happy coffee that everybody's raving about? That's how you start the conversation. Then you ask, hey, I'd love to send you a sample, but I have learned that in sending samples, if I don't put a time restriction on it, I may call a week later and they'll go, oh yeah, you know, that's on my desk. I forgot it's shoot. Oh yeah, I'll get to it. I swear, Ann, I'll get to it. I put a time restraint on it. I say, if I send you this sample, will you drink it the next day after you get it? Because I would really love your feedback. And the reason why I do that is people actually love to serve. In general, people love to contribute. And when they recognize that you've started something new, you're very excited about, they love to contribute in ways. So when I put a time frame on that, that makes it useful and it gets them to commit. So one of the things that I do is I try to stay very organized. I'm not necessarily, although if you looked at my office back there for our construction jobs, you would say, wow, that woman's very organized. I'm not. And so whether you have a journal, whether you have just a regular old notebook, for me, I have two big whiteboards over here, and that's how I stay connected. Gavin shared earlier in the week on a training about how to connect and stay connected with people in setting messengers alerts so that you could, follow up that way. There are people that use something called Teamsy that I've heard that's real good. You know, I'm one of those. I like things that are free. And so I like doing things old school. And old school for me is I can visualize it right here. In a notebook, it's real easy to close the face of it. And if it's closed, then I'm doing nothing with it. And so, find what method works best for you and follow up. We know the mail service takes about 3 days. So in 3 days, you want to be reaching out to that person. Hey, did you receive your sample? And if they say, yes, I did, great. Tomorrow, when you use it, text me that you've used it. Then when they text me, I say, great. In a couple hours, text me and let me know how you're feeling. I want to keep them engaged. I want to keep them in the conversation. So make sure that you're getting feedback. If they haven't received it, I say, great, be sure and text me when you get it. Same thing the next day. Hey, be sure and let me know when you use your product. Text me in a couple hours and let me know how you feel. You know, and then the process is then walking them through placing an order when they're ready. Okay? So just make sure that you're staying on top of it. When you begin to get samples out there, it is real easy to lose people in the process and have people fall through the product or through the cracks. So it's really, really imperative that you make sure you have some kind of system of follow-up. So let's see. I'm also a huge proponent of finding somebody, again, talking to the aspect that direct sales is changing. I'm a huge proponent of finding a mentor to follow. And there are a lot of really great ones out there. Brian Fryer is a great person to follow. Ray Higdon is a great person to follow. Tanya Eliza, Fraser Brooks from the United Kingdom. He's actually very interesting if you've not followed him. He's a second generation MLMer. So his dad was a big money earner. I think he was a 2-comma earner. And when his son came to him and said, I want to do MLM, he says, great, that's fine, but you're going to do it my way. And he's like, no, I'm going to do it my way. And he basically went out and failed and then came back and said, okay, Dad, show me how to do it. And then went on to be a 2-comma earner himself. So he's a good person to follow as well. My suggestion is, and I'm speaking, believe me, these trainings are as much for me as anybody, because I find myself getting overstimulated with a lot of information. There is information every day that shows up in this little thing that I carry everywhere. That's this miniature computer that lets me know that I can watch, Ray Higdon live. I can watch Brian Fryer. I can watch Amy Smith. I can watch Ian. I can watch all these people. And it's real easy that I could spend the whole damn day doing that. And so you need to really find somebody that you want to follow and stick with them. And then as things get smoother, maybe you want to spread out. But I would say find one person and stick with that person for the time being. Because otherwise, you're then working on your business, not in your business. And that's where you need to be spending your time, is in your business. On your business does not make you money. In your business earns you a paycheck. And so find somebody that speaks to you. There's lots of free videos on YouTube. You don't even have to follow a mentor specifically that has an organization that you have to pay for. Just find somebody and listen to something every single day, whether it be in your morning routine, whether it be while you're drinking your coffee, if you have a morning routine where you journal in the morning, if you're in your car back and forth to work, turn your car into a university. Make that the place where you learn these things. So find somebody to follow, and you will see that most of these people that have earned, multiple millions of dollars in this industry are, again, reiterating, it is not done the way it was done in the past. And we happen to be very fortunate that I believe we are the only company that has embraced the change in direct sales. We are not the spammy, cram it down people's throat. We've got a product that seriously, no kidding, works, that is affordable. We have a business that works. And if you don't believe that, all you have to do is look at what people have succeeded already in this company. We have a business that works. We have some challenges with shipping, which I'm going to address a little bit later, but there is a way to work around that. And as leaders in this company, and you guys are all on this call, which means you're leaders, there's ways to work around that. So you just want to make sure that you're taking advantage of everything that's here available and not showing up on social media like you're everybody else, because we are not everybody else. We are a completely different company. We are a completely different group of people. And without a doubt, this team is a completely different team. And you'll see this if you really, really connect with the support that's available. So, again, go back to daily method of operation, or I actually call it daily method of opportunity. So one of the things that I try to do every day is make some kind of post, and it may be a curiosity post. I like to do interactive posts. So I will do a post where somebody has to respond with an answer. It's going to be a question. What's your favorite all-time comedy movie? It doesn't have to be related to coffee. It doesn't have to be related to the business. It doesn't have to be related to anything. What I want to do is I just want to have interaction. And the reason why is in the algorithms of Facebook, that keeps you in the front line of your people's page. And so you want to make sure that you're being active on Facebook, because otherwise you get shoved down further and further. Now, when those people respond, it's your job to respond back, because every time you respond, that moves that back up to the top of your feed. Now, just liking what they like is not enough. You are better off by putting in at least a heart emoji or a face emoji or some other emoji. It's going to ignore your likes, put in an emoji, and if you can, comment. Like thanks or nice or anything. Comment something, but that's the interaction that you want. Now, if it's a curiosity post, again, and somebody wants more information, I always just say, I'll PM you and take it offline. Why? Because I am not going to post my link for a free-for-all for everybody. When you respond to people, again, I keep going back to this, be human. We're all human. Well, I don't know. I've seen a couple faces on here I'm questioning, but most of us here on the phone are human. And so just respond as you normally would. There's no reason to be goofy and weird, you know, just be yourself. Unless you're goofy and weird like me, and you know, then that comes naturally. So so just make sure that when people are responding to your post, regardless of what it is, that you're communicating and interacting with them so that it keeps the algorithms rolling. As you start to enroll new customers, it's important that you make sure that you walk them through the process. You get to make the decision. Do you want them to be a retail customer, or are you going to actually start them as a wholesale customer from the get-go? That's completely your decision. You know, so that's what you decide to do. But then as you begin to enroll your new business partners, I think that, you know, and Ricky and Chris spoke to this far more eloquently than I probably will be able to. But, you know, I think that what makes our team so special and so unique is what we have created from the beginning. And we knew the value of the connecting and of the welcome call. And I think that because sometimes that we are growing so quickly, we're leaving those steps out. And I will assure you that if you are leaving those steps out, you are leaving business on the table. Because what happens is somebody will spend money on a package and they have expectations of support, and they should. And that support doesn't happen. And they go through their product and they, you know, send out a couple samples and they do a spammy Facebook post and they're disappointed and they don't know why. And it's because you have not walked them through the process. And it's in the bringing the people onto the business the way that we do here on this team that sets them up for success. If you are not doing this, you are setting them up for failure. And that is a fact. So first thing you need to do, and as they've already said, I'm just going to reiterate it because I think it is so important. When you enroll a new Ellapreneur, you're going to take them through the process of setting up their website and all that stuff. There are all kinds of tutorials on it, so I'm not going to waste the time on that right now. There's plenty of ways to get it. Your upline can support you. You know, people can reach out and you can get supported that way. But it's important that you get them set up. And, you know, I love to watch these people that you know, they do their ellapreneur.com. I love Happy Coffee because it makes my hair glittery and shiny and I feel better. Well, that's great, except when you're standing in line and you're not carrying a business card and you want to give somebody your link, that's a little long. So, you know, I always recommend that you have a short link, and those are some other things that we could talk about at another time. But so get yourself set up, but within 24 to 48 hours, you have got to have your new Ellapreneur scheduled for a welcome call. And the welcome calls are so imperative for two reasons. Number one, we get to know the person. And how do you support somebody in a business? And I'm not just talking about a home-based hobby. I'm talking about a home-based $1 million business. There are people on this call right now that will have $1 million businesses this year. How do you run a $1 million business if you don't have the basics? And the basics are, in the first 24 to 48 hours, you have got to have a welcome call with your new Ellapreneur. And in that welcome call, what we're establishing with them is who they are, what do they do for a living, how much time are they committed to, and what are their goals? What are their short-term goals? What are their long-term goals? Now, in finding that out, sometimes you will find that there's a discrepancy in how much time they're willing to commit compared to how much money they want to earn. And that's where you get to have that conversation. Hey, you know what? You have a goal of making $10,000 a month by the end of the year, but you had said that you were only in a position to work this business 3 hours a week. That's not going to create that kind of income. That really is more like $300 a month income. So that's an opportunity to be able to coach them that their two ideas don't line up. The other thing it does in the welcome call is it establishes a rapport to be able to, if you see that person is struggling, you as a leader get to talk to them and say, okay, you had mentioned that you wanted to make $10,000 a month. You see that there's not a lot of activity going on. What can I do to support you? It allows you to go back to their why and remind them why they're doing this. We're trying to find out their why so that they will stick. I'm telling you that this welcome call does more for your business and more for establishing a relationship with your new Ellepreneur than anything else you will do. I have done cross-line welcome trainings with people because their upline either disappeared or didn't do it or whatever. And they're blown away by the power of it. And I will tell you, it is magnificent because, to go further down in my line, Lawrence and Christian are two people that are further down in my downline, but I would pick up the phone in the heartbeat and talk to them absolutely any time of the day. And that's what it's about. The other thing that we take away from when I do a welcome call is I make sure that new Ellepreneur knows who their next 5 upline are. It is so amazing to talk to somebody and you say, well, who's your sponsor? And they go, I don't know. How is that possible? How is it possible that somebody doesn't know who their sponsor is? It is imperative to you as the leader. And the very first time that you enroll somebody, you have now stepped into leadership. It is imperative to you as the leader to make sure that they know who their next 5 upline is. That they are given that telephone number. And then what I do is I put them in a messenger thread and I say to my next 5 up in that thread, this is my new Ellepreneur, Anita. Anita just joined. She's looking for this because that's what I got from her welcome call. I'd like you all to meet her. This way, she feels like she has people that she's already met. Everybody responds. She feels comfortable. She feels welcomed. She feels another step and level of support because that's what happens. The other thing that happens on these welcome calls is we teach them the connect method. And now some people call this the peek and pass. We call it the connect method. It's what works. When somebody is new to the business, there should be no expectations that they know everything. And quite honestly, I'm going to be here in 10 years. And when I get a new Ellepreneur in 10 years from now, and I've got somebody that I've sent a sample to, and they say, well, I have some questions about what's in the product. I'm going to say, and this is going to be me 10 years from now, that's a really great question. I'm really new at this. And I'd really hate to tell you the wrong thing. Let me get you on a call with somebody that's been doing this a lot longer than I have. And I'm going to call Kim, who happened to be sitting to my left the day that we all signed up. So she was in the business before me. So that's a lot longer than me. It was probably 15 seconds. And so I'm going to call Kim and let Kim be the person. What you need to understand about this business is the expert is anybody but you. The second you become the expert, you take that other person out of the game. Because subconsciously, if they're looking at this and this product lights up their brain and they go, well, that was easy. I was talking to Ann. She didn't know anything. She called Kim. Kim answered my questions, and that was it. What we've done by teaching that is that they don't have to know anything. So then when they're looking at the business, they go, well, wait a second. That was easy. I can do this. So we're subconsciously planting the seed that this can be simple. This is a simple business. And so that's what we're establishing on the welcome call. So if you guys are not using this welcome call, you are missing the tool that is keeping your business partners stuck here. And stuck in a good way, stuck in a healthy way. They want to be here. And so utilize that tool. So I'm going to say to you today, if you have not had a welcome call, my invitation to you is get a hold of your upline and schedule a welcome call. If that person is no longer in the business, find out who your next upline is and schedule a welcome call. Get your welcome call in the books. If you have Ellepreneurs that you have not scheduled a welcome call with, get on there. You want to apologize. I should have done this sooner. Just slipped through the cracks. I'd like to schedule a welcome call with you. If you need some assistance in what needs to be in it, there's a script that's on Ellepreneur 411. Be sure to use it. But just find out what their goals are. Find out what they want, what's their time commitment, and how we can best support them. Then we teach them the connect method. Let's see. One of the things that I said I was going to talk about the shipping. There is no secret here that we're behind in shipping. This is not new in a startup company. If any of you are here and you didn't realize you're in a startup company, I'm going to let you know a little secret. You're in a startup company. It's the beginning. There's going to be some speed bumps. Right now, it's shipping. Now, don't tell anybody that, okay? Just keep it between us, quiet. So here's how we absolve that. If you're a leader, and if you signed your name on an Ellepreneur form, signed up on there, yeah, I consider you a leader. You need to keep enough product on hand that when your new Ellepreneur comes on hand, you are shipping them a bag of coffee and a bottle of Xanthamax. That is your job as their sponsor. And you can do it one of two ways. You can say to them, listen, product is running about 10 business days in shipping, but I don't want that to sidetrack you. What I would like to do is ship you a bottle of Xanthamax and a bag of coffee so that you can start sampling people. And I'd either like you to replace that when yours comes in, or you can pay me for it and shipping, whichever way works best for you. We're not asking you to give away your product. We're not asking you to go out of business on your own by sampling everything for everybody else. We're not asking you to do that. This is a business. Treat it like a business. But you need to be prepared that when you bring in an Ellepreneur, that next day or that same day, you are going to be shipping them a bag of coffee and a bottle of Xanthamax. You want to set these people up for success. I continually see in the thread people complaining about shipping. Knock that crap off. If you want to complain upline, take it offline. Leave it out of the thread. But if you're complaining about shipping, it's because you have not prepared yourself to be able to provide shipping to the people that you can give stuff to. The other thing I do is when a new Ellepreneur comes on, I say, who are the first 5 people that you're going to be contacting to that you want to get a sample to? I will ship it to them on your behalf. This is how we get our people started. This is how they will stick. They will stick with the welcome call, they will stick with the support, and they will stick with the connect because they will feel like there is a community. Do you know that 80% of the people in network marketing come here They don't even care if they make $400 a month. They come here because they are looking for community. We have that community. We have the most amazing, supportive, loving community out there. Let's give that to them. So if we're not providing the welcome call and we're not providing the support and we're not connecting them, we're not giving them that. And that's 80% of your business. And we love those people. We want to love on them big time. Why? Because they're going to be your customers forever. And you know what they'll do? They'll send you business people. They're going to help you grow your business. Love on them. Thank them. Thank them for being your customers. How many people send a thank you note when a customer comes on? Little postcard. Thank you for ordering. If you have any questions, shoot me a note. Simple, but it happens all the time. Keeps people stuck. Easy stuff, easy stuff. The SOS events. I cannot speak highly enough about those SOS events. You know, I'm disappointed. I will say that I'm not in the one in LA. It certainly was within driving distance, but there were things that kept me from going. I am very happy to say that I have team members there. If you cannot be at an event, you need to be spending some time prior to that event building to that event. Every event comes with a Friday night opportunity meeting. Those things need to be packed. So how do you find people in that area? This little computer that's in your pocket, you can go into Facebook and you can say, friends that live in, where's the next one? Houston. I'm going to contact everybody I know in Houston. Hey, found something I'm really excited about. Are you open? If not, no biggie. Hey, found something I'm really excited about. If you're open, great. If not, no biggie. Hey, I found something I'm really excited about. If you're open to it, no biggie. If I get one person that says, yeah, I'm open to taking a look, hey, great. You're not going to believe this, but I have a team of people that are going to be in Houston on Friday night at 7:30. They're going to talk about this. Are you free to go? And what I've noticed is at the event in Las Vegas, people showed up on Friday night and then they spent 2 days at an SOS training. You would be blown away at what that will do to your business when a person's first experience in this business is a weekend at an SOS event. Your business will take off. And I don't know about you. Some people may disagree, but I have a pretty big lazy streak in me. And I really like it when somebody else trains my people. I love sending them off. I love that they're there. And I love that Joe and Jill are over there teaching my people how to do things. And that's what you need to connect your people to. And we have a, big word here, plethora of trainings to do that to. So you've got your SOS events. You can find all of those on ellapreneurevents.com. They're listed, they're updated. As they add the connecting hotels, those are added. You know, we've got some amazing events coming up. So, you know, you've got, if I were you, I would be looking at ahead. So right now, happening next week, not next week, is that next week? No, happening the 4th through the 6th. So you've got plenty of time to build for this one. You've got Houston, New Jersey, Charlotte. You've got 3 events coming up that you could be sending people to. And so I would really be working on who do you know in those areas and build towards those. And then make sure that they get to, if they're Ellapreneurs, get them to the SOS event. If they are prospects, get them to the opportunity session. And then let those people do their magic, because it is magical. And they cover at these events the basics: how to get started, what to say, how to follow up. They even showed how to do a sample pack, I mean, it was as basic as you could possibly want it, while also working on some mindset stuff. You know, part of the challenge is being in business like this, it can be a mind game. And I'm going to tell you that those 5 upline people at times are going to be your most important lifeline. There are times you're going to have to reach up to them and say, you know what, I'm struggling with this. I could use some coaching. And then be open to the coaching, because sometimes it may not be what you want to hear. I always hate that part, but you know, it depends on how badly you want your business, if you're willing to take it on or not. But you know, when somebody asks you, well, how many people have you reached out to today? None. Well, there's your answer. You know, so you have to be real honest with yourself. So one of the things that I look up, and it's just a little game that I play with myself, is I treat this as if I'm a headhunter. And that for every person I invite, not every person that I enroll, not every person that becomes a customer, for every person that invites, I make a $500 headhunter's fee. And there's a rule that applies to it. I have to invite at least one person a day, no matter what. Don't care how I feel, don't care what's going on, doesn't matter. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Doesn't care if it's Sunday and I'm at church. And stop laughing, Kim McLean. And so it's no matter what. And it's a one-time offer. Offer doesn't happen again. And if I miss one day, I lose it all. And I keep a little spreadsheet here beside my desk of those $500 days. And the reason why I do that, and it may seem like a silly game, there's no doubt in my mind that eventually my paycheck and that $500 a day headhunter's fee is going to line up. Because the only way to succeed in this business, and I already gave you the secret, is to be in the business. And that is to be inviting. You have to be inviting on a daily basis. And the only thing that works is consistency. And going to the gym is a perfect example. You will go to the gym and you're consistent and you're seeing, and you don't go to the gym. You don't go to the gym for a week, you don't go to the gym for 10 days, then it's a month, and then it's 2 months. And that's what happens in this business too. It's very easy to not talk to somebody, and then 2 days go by, and then you say, well, then I'm going to talk to 5 people on Friday. I'll do it all on Friday, you know, and then you get a call and your kid's sick, so you go and you pick them up at school. So life gets in the way. I make sure I do not put my head on my pillow every single day unless I've made that $500 a day headhunter's fee. Now, figure out what game works for you, but play some kind of game to make it work. So there's the SOS events. Oh my gosh, we are so blessed in the sport we have in this company. We have opportunity Zooms, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. All the time, every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We have a team training every Thursday at 8 p.m. Be on it. It's great stuff. It's tools to help you build your business. Be on it. We have the new product training call. I don't know about anybody else. I loved it. I loved it. That is a place that I can now send prospects. How exciting. There wasn't anything that was on that call that I would be hesitant to send somebody who maybe wanted to try the product. And I don't know about you, but they may have heard a thing or two about the business that maybe they wouldn't have heard before. So I loved that call. And then right after that is a team training, a corporate team training. So we have a plethora of events for people to plug into. You need to plug into. That's working on your business, not in your business. You will still need to work on your business. And that's where you're going to see the growth. Convention. Trying to keep an eye on the time here. Convention. This is my convention ticket. Why? Because I'm the leader of my organization. If I don't have my ticket, how do I expect my downline to have a ticket? If you're a leader and you signed your name on that form, I consider you a leader. You need to be at the convention. That convention is going to sell out. You need to have your tickets. My suggestion is buy your ticket as soon as possible. Get it in your back office, get it purchased. The hotel will come up soon. Figure it out, make it work, get there. It will change your business. If it is anything like the first one, it is going to rock your world. It is fabulous. And mine is not only for one ticket, mine is for two. For the very first time ever in my 22 years in this industry, my husband is going with me. And that tells you the power of this company. My husband has hated every single network marketing company I've done. And right now I can hear him in there drinking some coffee. So to have seen success, to have him want to come is powerful. But as leaders in this, you need to have your tickets and you need to let your team know, hey, I got my ticket, you got yours? That's what leadership is. So get your tickets bought. I think the hotel's going to come up pretty sooner rather than later. Let's see. What else? Just checking my notes here. See if I missed anything. I think that pretty much covers it. Just make sure that you have product on hand. And again, just make sure you're connecting everybody. We've got a few minutes. We can open it up for questions if you want. But I just know that the biggest thing we can do is keep everybody connected. And as long as we can connect everybody, we're going to keep them stuck in this company, and not stuck in a bad way, stuck in a good way, because we are different. At a time when this industry is changing, we have the company that's the perfect fit for that change. We have products that work. We have a compensation plan that pays amazingly. We have an owner that really, really cares for us. He is doing things for us, behind the scenes that you guys have absolutely no idea about, that is trying to make it easier for us, not easier for them, easier for us to grow our businesses. We're going to have tools in the back office that's just going to absolutely knock you guys' socks off. And all of them will be other lanes of opportunity for us in the health and wellness field. And that's where we want to be. And so I want to thank you all for your time. Again, I am very conscientious of people's time. Time is the one thing that we only have a limited supply of. So I want to tell you how much I appreciate you guys for taking the time to spend it with me. And it's always, 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 always an absolute honor for me to be asked to do this. There are many, many, many leaders that could do this and do it an even better job than me. So that's not lost on me at all. So I'm always honored to be asked. And, if we want to open this up, I don't know if I'm in the position to do that. If anybody has any questions, I never look at the chat because I kind of have ADD, and so it's like squirrel to me. So anyway, so does anybody have any questions? Ricky, anything you want to add?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Say that again, Ricky.
Can you hear me okay?
I can now.
Yes, this is probably one of the best trainings we've ever seen. Good job, Ann.
Thank you. Anybody got any questions? Well,
I have two questions.
Okay, whoop 'em on me.
Okay, the first one is, if I have people in Seattle that could possibly go to the event in Seattle, how much does it cost for them to go?
So the actual opportunity event is free always,
Okay,
and the SOS trainings are $199.
okay,
And then if they're an EPAS, well, they wouldn't be an EPAS member if they're new, but there's also an EPAS, and that's something different. You could reach out to me privately if you want information on that.
okay. And then another thing that I have noticed, I mean, I'm so new, I don't even have a customer yet. I'm
Welcome.
Thanks. I am finding out that there's a lot of people that I know that have been scammed doing internet purchases, buying diet aids and stuff online. And so they're really leery about purchasing anything online. So is there any way at any time that our company is even considering maybe doing phone sales where people can start up an account and order over the phone?
I don't have that answer. And personally, the way I manage that is I just address the elephant in the room. I always say, you know what? I can totally relate to that. I've been scammed myself, and I hate the shit out of that. Sorry for those people that get offended by cussing. I was a sailor in another life. It just flies out. And I just tell them, I hate that shit. So I totally get what you're doing. Here's what I can tell you is my experience with this company. Everything I've ordered has arrived when I was supposed. Everything that I've ordered has arrived, and so I've not had a challenge. It does have a money back guarantee if you don't like it. And as a matter of fact, I feel so strongly about this product. If you don't like it, I will buy it from you, including your shipping.
I have been doing that.
Yeah. And to me, that shows them that I believe in this so much that they then can believe in it so much.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anything else?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, this is Marla. How are you?
Good.
Two questions. Do I pass out a brochure when I pass out the sample? And when I pass out the sample, because it's a scoop and a half, and am I telling them to take the whole thing or split it into 2 days?
I always tell everybody to split it into 2 days, and that's really the advice of the company as well. And here's why. No medical advice here. No medical. Some of us have been so dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins suppressed that when our little brains, well, some of you have way bigger brains than mine, but when it hits my little brain, it goes, holy smokes! And for some people, that is way overwhelming. And so I always have people use a half a dose so that they are not overwhelmed. And then from there, if it's a half a dose and they go, wow, that was, whoa, then I tell them to use a third of a dose. And that's the beauty of having a tub, is you can adapt it to what you want. The other reason why I like doing a half a dose is they get 2 days worth. Right. And so they get 2 samples, and so that's good as well. But there are just people that are just really, really sensitive to this. And so you don't want to knock them out from the get-go, because it can leave them feeling a little strange. So that's my advice, is to always have everybody use half a dose first.
Okay, so then thank you. But when you say half a dose, is that the pill included, or you're saying half of the stick? Half of the stick,
I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then your other question was, do I put information in? Yes. I took information off of, in the beginning, because it wasn't available anywhere else. I took it off of the website and just created a piece of paper that I put in it. Now I order the postcards off of Ellepreneur store, just because I think that they are, they're well done. They're informative. I glue the sample to it. I put a little sticker on there that has my name, my telephone number, and I always put in great big letters, use 1/2 first time, because I don't want them to be overwhelmed. And so I put that in there. And if I have a bubble envelope, I just got my bubble envelopes back in, then I put in a Xanthamax. I always make sure that it is in a, either in a sealable envelope. Yes, exactly. If you can see what Lawrence is holding up. And I make sure that it has Xanthamax on it somewhere, whether it's what's written, the ingredients or whatever, on a clear sticky. Because I don't know, a lot of you guys probably have not led the life I've led, but I've been dropped a roofie before, and that is just not something that you want to do. And so I'm real skeptical of having somebody give me a pill that I don't know what it is, and I will not take it. And so why waste your money? So for me, I believe that most people see the biggest, fastest response from the coffee. And so there is nothing wrong with just sending coffee until we, and know that in the future, every single thing we have with the coffee, the Choclavate, and the Xanthamax will be in separate individual samples. And that is coming. Do I know the date? No. Is it coming? Yes.
Hey, Ann.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hey, guys, we do have an online store. It's called elapreneur.com, to where you can go in there and buy business cards, flyers, all of the information you may need to send out to your customers, okay? Also, corporate has set up a training call on the product on Wednesdays, okay? So it's very important that you get your people, your new customers, or your prospects to this product call. We're systemizing everything, guys. If y'all just stay plugged into what's going on, you can just direct people to the calls, to the trainings, like Ann was saying, the SOS training, the corporate calls. It's going to make your life a lot easier, and you're going to be able to talk to a lot more people. Also, guys, on Tuesday nights, we're going to start this week. We're going to do a Testimonial Tuesday. And I want to make it very clear, anybody can participate here, okay? You can invite prospects to listen to what's going on with our stories and our product, okay? But if you do want to participate, please message me that day on Tuesday during the day if you want to share your story. There will be no medical claims. Do not make a medical claim because we don't know who may be on the Zoom, okay? So I want to make that clear. No medical claims. If we have one medical claim, we will completely shut down the Testimonial Tuesdays, okay? All right. Thank you so much. And you did a phenomenal job on the call today. I appreciate you, and thank you to all of you for tuning in today. Great training today, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Thanks so much, Ann.
Hi, Ann. This is Eileen from BC, Canada.
Great lesson.
Hey, Ann. It's Eileen from BC, Canada.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, guys.
Ann?
Everyone have a great day.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful training. Learned a lot.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
I just have a little tip about sending Xanthamax in double packs.
Go for it.
I'm listening.
So I sent some Xanthamax and some stick packs to a potential promoter, and when she got it, the Xanthamax pills were crushed. Now, my upline and sweetheart of a guy told me that if you position that Xanthamax pill next to your stick pack, the stick pack's thickness will protect it from being crushed by the machine that our postal system puts them through. So in the future, I will be rolling mine in a Ziploc bag and then taping it to the Xanthamax or to the stick pack so that it won't occur in the future. I also wanted to say, Anne, you're phenomenal. I love your style, and this was awesome. Lots of goodies. Take care, everyone, and let's rock this thing.
Definitely. Thanks for the tip. Thank you.
Hey, Amanda, it seems like there's still a lot of people left on the
Okay.
call. They
Okay.
haven't logged off. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get Ian Prather
Okay.
to send another link. That way we're in a private chat, okay? So let's
Okay.
log off with this one. Ian,
Okay.
if you can hear me, put your link up there, bud, and let's hop on another call, okay? Thank you.
Okay.
I don't know how. That's Rick. I mean, Chris. So we have to put another, he's going to give us another link.
Hey guys, this call is over. Can everybody delete themselves from the call? That way I can use this link again. I'd appreciate it greatly. And my computer's up with it on too. So how do I go and cancel meeting?